You finally have free time. No deadlines, no responsibilities. You sit down, and within minutes, a quiet voice creeps in. You should be doing something, and just like that, your rest is ruined. Why does your brain punish you for doing nothing? The answer goes deeper than you think. This isn't laziness. This isn't weakness. This is a psychological pattern quietly built inside you, probably long before you were old enough to understand it. And today, we are going to break it down. The first reason goes back to childhood. Many people who struggle to rest grew up as the strong one, the child who was only noticed when they were achieving something, getting good grades, helping around the house, being good. If the only time you received love, attention, or validation was when you were being useful, your brain learned a very painful lesson. I am only valuable when I am productive. That belief doesn't disappear when you grow up. It just goes underground. And every time you try to rest, it surfaces, disguised as guilt, to pull you back into doing mode. For a lot of people, this guilt is made worse by the role they play in other people's lives. You're the one people call when things go wrong. You're the fixer, the dependable one, the person who never falls apart. When you live inside that identity, doing nothing doesn't feel like rest. It feels like a betrayal, like you're letting everyone down by simply existing without being useful. Your brain has fused your sense of responsibility with your sense of rest, and now they cannot coexist. Relaxation feels selfish, and guilt becomes the price you pay for taking up space. Here's something most people never consider. We live in a world of non-stop input, notifications, videos, news, messages. Your brain has become wired to constant stimulation. It is always processing something new. So when you suddenly stop and do nothing, your brain doesn't feel calm. It feels a glitch. It feels wrong, like a machine that doesn't know how to switch off. The anxiety you feel during rest isn't a sign that something is wrong with you. It's a sign that your brain has been overstimulated for so long that silence now feels like a threat. And there's a fourth reason, one that's harder to admit. For many people, staying busy isn't really about productivity. It's about avoidance. When you do nothing, your mind gets quiet. And when your mind gets quiet, old memories surface, old pain, old questions you never answered, thoughts you've been outrunning for years. Guilt is your brain's way of pulling you back into doing mode. Not because you actually need to be productive, but because being busy is safer than being still. So how do you break this pattern? 3 things. First, start small. Don't try to rest for an hour if your brain isn't ready. Start with micro rest. 5 minutes of intentional stillness. Your brain accepts what it can handle in small doses. Second, reframe what rest means. Rest is not doing nothing. Rest is recharging the battery that powers everything else you do. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and guilt is just your brain lying to you about that. Third, offload before you rest. Before you sit down, write your tasks on paper. Get them out of your head. When your brain knows the information is safe somewhere else, it stops trying to process it while you're trying to relax. You were never lazy. You were conditioned to feel guilty for being human. Rest is not a reward you earn after you've done enough, because with that mindset, enough never comes. Rest is something you are allowed to have, simply because you exist. Comment below, which of these 4 reasons hit you the hardest? I read every single one, and if this video describes someone you know did it to them, they probably needed to hear this today.